All right, so today we'll talk about how to buy a house. We'll be talking about owner-occupied properties in this video. Whether you want to use it for an investment property later or move a roommate in now, doesn't matter, or just live there with your family, whatever works out for you. This is for September 2020. This will change in October and November. Going forward here, we'll come out with new videos on the current housing market and what you'll see in it. So go ahead and like this video here, down below this thing here, and subscribe right here. All right, into the slides. So to buy a house today, the first thing you need to worry about is getting a loan. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about finding a property, and then we'll talk about the low rates that are available to you as a person moving into a house as opposed to moving a tenant into a house. All right, next slide. So getting a loan, the first thing you want to do is contact a number of mortgage brokers in the area. So Google the city you want to buy the house in and put mortgage broker after it, and a ton will pop up. You call a few of them, maybe look at their ratings and check that out. And once you contact a few of them, you should have a good idea on rates. You'll want to know your credit score or your FICO. If you don't have a debit card or credit card or bank that does that for you, you can go to the site called Credit Karma. It looks something like this. You fill out your information and it'll give you a good estimation of your FICO for free. Ideally, you want this to be above 740. I know not everybody's in an ideal situation, but that will get you the lowest interest rate later on, and these mortgage brokers will love you because there'll be less they have to do as far as proving your income and whatever else is involved in their work. So once you contact all these mortgage brokers here and give them your FICO score, ask them how long it's going to take to close the deal. It should be 30 days. It could be 45 days. If it's longer than that, you need to find yourself a new mortgage broker. Some mortgage brokers could possibly do this in less than 30 days. You can get it as low as 15 days, and that will help you get a home closed in today's competitive market. So, competitive market, I say. Yes, in today's market, it's super competitive in areas that are desirable. We've covered a few of them like Tampa, Orlando, Jacksonville, Chattanooga, Memphis, Nashville. All of those are super desirable areas outside of major cities like New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and maybe Chicago. Chicago's actually doing okay, I think. But yeah, the other big giant cities, they're not doing so hot right now. So anyway, if you have a 15-day window to close, that will help get your offer accepted. You'll be accepted in front of somebody who might be able to close in 30 or 45 days. If you can close in 15 days and your offer is like $1,000 less than that competing offer, you'll probably get it accepted if it's a motivated seller. So yeah, make sure you know how long to close by talking to these mortgage broker type people. And then next slide. So how do you find a property? We discuss different properties and finding them. I'll link a video up here. And then what you want to do is go to this site called Zillow.com. It looks something like this right here. And then there's Realtor.com. That looks very similar with a different house with some people on it. Well, I guess it's different. You kind of do the same thing. You put the address in and it'll pull up, or the city in, and it'll pull up where you're looking and show you all the houses for sale. Once you look at those listings, you should have an idea of an offer to put in. You should be able to do this fairly quickly. You can call your realtor and say, hey, I found a house on 123 Expensive Street, and I want to put an offer in on it. And your realtor will say, okay, well, we can put an offer in at $150,000. And you say, no, I want to put an offer in $145,000. You go back and forth with your realtor for 10 minutes, and it's like a ping pong ball. And then you decide on $148,000, and your realtor should be able to do that within an hour, get an offer over to you for signature, and you sign it, and he sends it over to the seller. Once that's done, you need to do that as quick as possible in these competitive markets today. That's September again. It's going to change here in the future. Not financial advice, just a prediction. I am not a fortune teller, but there are a ton of foreclosures coming on the market. Let's just cover September. Okay, so next slide. So rates today. One reason you're buying a house is because the rates are so low, historically low as a matter of fact. That makes the homes more affordable for you. The problem is it also makes them more affordable for literally everybody else. So they're also buying homes. So you need to know what rate you're going to have and understand that you may not be able to refinance later for a lower rate because they are so low right now. It could be another 20 years before they're this low again. We don't know. Again, that's in the future. We can't predict the future. The only thing you will be able to do for refinancing later is pay down your mortgage some, like, I don't know, $20,000, $30,000. And if your home appreciates, then you'll be able to refinance it for a higher amount and push the loan out a little longer. And that would get you a lower payment or the same payment. I don't know, but it gives you the opportunity to refinance later. Point is, you're not going from 5% if you purchased a house a year and a half ago down to 2.8% now because it's not going to be possible. You'll be at a negative interest rate, and that will not happen. I guarantee it. So now that we know how long it's going to take to close, if you say 30 days, that's good. They accept your offer. Make sure you have an inspection period, 14 days. Get an inspector out there. Have them take a look at the house. This is where the negotiating begins. We'll discuss that in the next slide. So you know the closing date. Be available that day. You, your wife, your husband, your kids, whoever's going to be signing paperwork that day should probably take the day off. You can close real estate remotely. I have another video on that. We'll put it up here for you. If you're not close to the house, it'll tell you how to do it. So you know the closing date. Just be available. If you're going to be there in person, plan on 2 to 4 hours. You know, you got drive time, and then it could be a delay there. You know, whatever happens. Maybe they're just slow at signing stuff on the other end of the table. Who knows? But just plan on being available that day. And at the end of it, you'll have yourself a set of keys. Congratulations, you just bought a house. But wait, before you do that, let's look at the negotiating side of this. All right, for the negotiation, you know, you may not have the opportunity to really negotiate on pricing to begin with because you have to put an offer in right now. Not now, yesterday. You got to get the offer as quick as you can in some of these markets today. Tampa, like I said, Orlando, Kansas City, heck, you know, any suburb, it's going crazy right now. So as part of the negotiation, after you put in a purchase offer, contact the seller's realtor to talk about the inspection. Schedule the inspection to go out there. You might contact the owner too if it's for sale by owner. We're not really talking about that. We got to go quick here. So yeah, you're going to have the inspector go out there. You're going to use your realtor to call and follow up with them in the meantime on any other questions you may have with the property. And then have that inspection come back. So you have this inspection, it comes back, and everything's perfect. Congratulations, there's nothing you can do. You just spent $400 on an inspection that says everything's perfect. At least you know that. You got a decent price on the house, a price you were happy with to begin with. I don't know, whatever. But if that inspection comes back and has $5,000 for a new furnace, $1,000 for a new water heater, $7,000 for a new roof, you need to take that back to the seller and say, hey, you know, I need this, this, and this done in a repair request. And they can either do that or they can't. The things to be picky on are things that other buyers would want done before they purchase the house. So if it's got a leaky roof, yeah, everybody's going to want that roof replaced right now. So will the seller. Otherwise, everything's going to be damaged in the house. They're not going to be able to sell it in a week. If it has a water heater that's about to go, the inspector says, hey, this thing's already leaking. You better put that in as a repair request. They'll likely repair it because everybody will ask that it be repaired. They don't want any water leaking in their house, whether it's from the roof or the water heater. You know, if the furnace is broken, everybody's going to want a working furnace when they purchase a house for, I don't know, $150,000, $200,000, whatever you expect a working furnace. So you put these things that other people would want if they were buying the house into your repair request, and they will very likely get accepted. If it's multiple things, maybe only a few of them will get accepted, but the point is some of them will, and that seller will either give you cash back or fix the stuff at their own expense or some other type of remediation for the problem. Once that's done, congratulations, you've been in a competitive market and you've now gotten a better deal on this house than you would have last week. Okay, that'll do it on how to buy a house in today's market as owner occupied. This covers September with the competition going on. We'll put another one out as foreclosures come on the market and you see a trend down in house sales. Do me a favor, remember to like and subscribe to this video right here. Like it here. And definitely watch this next video. Maybe it's one on negotiating. I don't really know. All right, hey, y'all, take her easy out there.